All right. So this is something that I was talking about last week, and it's the border crisis. And this was published on October 8th, which was the same night that I did my live stream and I covered the border crisis and some of the issues that are going on down there. If you want to watch that, there's a recap on my YouTube channel, and you can go back and watch that because I don't want to go too long on this. I'm going over the time that I thought I was going to put into the last couple of stories that I've covered. But if you want to watch what I said about the border last week, go to my YouTube channel, and there's a video on there about the border from October 8th, which I believe that, yeah, last Friday, that's when I did my news recap. So President Biden and the media, for the most part, has been saying ever since President Biden got into office that there is no problem at the border. There is no problem at the border at all. Everything's fine. But all we, at least for people who follow the news, and I keep up with a lot of what's going on the border, because that's something that I'm interested in. I want to know what's going on down there. I know the news isn't covering anymore the kids being put in cages, and I'm going to keep repeating it as much as I can to keep people aware so they don't forget that Biden is putting kids in cages again. So anybody who, didn't like it when Trump did it, they shouldn't be okay with it now, and they should be saying. But I'm going to not go too deep into that, but I'm going to say it again. Biden is putting kids in cages. So here we have video footage that shows suspected cartel members firing multiple rounds across the border into the United States. Fox News' Bill Milligan and his crew captured the gunfire on camera Thursday night from Roma, Texas, and says Texas National Guard soldiers stationed at the border have witnessed many cartel gunfights in the area. Milligan has witnessed the gunfire firsthand, calling it remarkable Friday as America's Newsroom. He said the National Guard members weren't sure whether it was a cartel shootout or just an intimidation tactic. National Guard soldiers told him armed cartel members have stood across the Rio Grande and taunted them multiple times in recent days. So all this is happening in Roma, Texas. Okay. And this is what I was saying last week. The issues at the border right now are all on the eastern side of the border. And when Kamala Harris went to the border, and I didn't have this article last week because I didn't remember, because this happened in June. When Kamala Harris went to 6 months after being in the president as vice president, when she went to the border to address the border issues, and the only reason I believe she went was because Trump announced it, because people were hounding her and asking her about when is she going to go to the border to address the issues. When she went, Harris toured the Border Patrol facilities in El Paso, Texas. Now, I want to show you, and I'm going to open this here, Roma, Texas. Now I'm going to open this here. So here we are in maps. Here's Roma, Texas, right? Yes. So here's Roma, Texas. This is where a lot of the issues have been happening, right? A lot of the most recent issues have been happening. Now, I want you to look, right? Because where's El Paso? Somewhere around here. Let me see. Let me zoom in. I know El Paso's, there we go. So there's El Paso, which is right at the border with New Mexico. And that's where I said she went. I said she went to New Mexico. So this is where she went. El Paso has had a border for years. And for the most part, they don't really have a huge issue at El Paso, which is where Kamala Harris went to deal with the border issue, which I don't understand how she's dealing with the border issue when you're talking about the issue is here. That's literally what, about 1,000 miles away? Don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. I didn't look it up. But you're talking about, you go here where there's not that many issues, you know, and for the most part, it's not, from what people say from El Paso and from what I've seen news reports over the last 4 years, the issues here aren't as big. A lot of the issues are happening here, but yet you go to El Paso to deal with a border issue instead of going to the heart of the problem. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm not going to go too much farther into the whole Kamala Harris. Biden presidency is just not doing a good job. But again, the National Guard here says that they've been having issues with smugglers. So the National Guard here has soldiers all over the place, as well as observation posts all over the place. They're keeping an eye out for runners and human smugglers. So, and that's what that's what happens. That's what happens. It's mainly illegal smuggling that comes over that border, whether it's drugs. Listen, I've said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. At the end of the day, the issues at the border, yes, there's illegal immigration, and I'm about 100% sure that a lot of the people that are coming through that border just want to come here to provide a better life for their family. A lot of them want to come here for work, to be able to get a job and work and provide a better life for their family. But unfortunately, all it takes is one bad apple to ruin it for the bunch. And the cartels smuggling drugs, human trafficking, and by the way, for anybody who's a female advocate, right, you should be advocating for more border control, because more border control, because the human trafficking is women and young children. A lot of these women that come over the border, they're going into sex work when they get to the States. Let's not talk about the sex rings that were stopped last year in 2020, and a lot of the women said they came through the border. So, you know, and the children that are coming through the border as well, either unattended or are coming through to be put into and I don't know, can I even say that word? But anyways, can I say sex? I don't know, but they're coming here and putting them into that type of work. You know, and unfortunately that's what a lot of the issues are, and that's what makes it harder for the people who want to come here. And I was reading one of these articles, and I want to say it's this one, where the person says, let me look for it real quick. So the person says that they spent 12 grand. Is it this article? I may not have the right article up here. Oh yeah. One man who crossed into the US on a raft told Milligan, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but Milligan, he spent $12,000 to have himself, his wife, and his child brought into the country. That is crazy. That is crazy. $12,000? Man, listen, we have to figure something out with the border and how we can allow these people who want to come here and work to be able to come here and work. That we need better policies. And it doesn't seem like the policies ever get fixed. Instead, it's always, oh, just let anybody come in. No, you can't do that, because a lot of the people that are coming in is because they're No, not a lot of people. Some of the people that are coming in need to get vetted because they're leaving countries for crimes that they did, or they're, you know, smuggling kids across the border, or they're freaking bringing drugs. So you can't just let anybody in, but the policies need to get fixed or changed in order to allow people like this, who I assume, right, and this is me assuming, so I don't know, but if he spent $12,000 to come here, more than likely he wants to come here to provide a better life for his family. And these are the people that we should be letting in into our country, so they can work and, you know, pay taxes and be able to give their kids a better opportunity than what they would have had in their own country. So people like this person here should be eligible to come in if, and again, I'm assuming if he's truly here to work and provide economic growth for our economy and to provide a better life for his family. So anyways, I'm gonna play this video. Hopefully, let me stop the music here and let me turn on the audio. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Browser, there we go. I'm gonna play this video so you guys can see what I saw. And let me see. There we go.
Here, this was remarkable last night. We witnessed automatic gunfire going from Mexico directly into the United States. The National Guard soldiers we were with, you can hear them kind of reacting, saying, "Whoa, holy bleep." They say this is suspected cartel gunfire going indiscriminately directly into the United States. They said it was going above one of their observation posts, kind of near the border wall, but incredibly rare to actually see direct gunfire from a machine gun going into the U.S. like that. This was the second volley. I didn't get my phone out in time for the first volley, but pretty wild to see that. And to wrap it up here, the National Guard soldiers told us multiple times in recent days, armed cartel members with AK-47s have stood on the opposite side of the Rio Grande from them and have taunted them, have racked the slides on their guns, and have yelled to them in Spanish that, "Oh, we should just shoot you soldiers." So tensions here along the Rio Grande, along the border, obviously going up, and that cartel activity in the city behind us, it's still there. We'll send it back to you.
Wow.
All right, so let me make sure you guys can hear me still. Okay, so you can, and I'll turn on the music again here, and mute the browser to make sure to say some final words here. So if you saw that footage, I mean, it's not a lot of, you know, it's not a long video. I didn't want to play the whole thing. And I encourage for anybody who wants to go watch this, just go on your browser and type in Fox News captures cartel gunfire into US. So just type that into your browser and it'll come up. But again, you saw that, and that's not new. That's nothing new. The cartel taunting, I mean, it's getting ridiculous. They're getting before they wouldn't have done that, and now they're, you know, thinking that based on what's going on in the United States and the fact that our presidency and our current administration doesn't support, you know, the border, that they can do things like that, and they will, and they'll continue doing things like that because our administration thinks, or I shouldn't say they think, I believe that our administration thinks that our border patrol officers are a joke. And, you know, since our own presidency and the administration doesn't respect our ICE agents, and I'm not saying that all of them are good, I'm not saying that all of them are bad. You know, every single organization has bad apples, you know, and some organizations more than others, because I'm gonna get it here into organizations in a second. But at the end of the day, our administration doesn't, you know, their border policies are ridiculous. We didn't have issues like this, or in the issues that we did have during the Trump presidency, they kind of subsided, you know, during his presidency. And now here we are, not even a year into the Biden presidency, and the issues that he's created over, you know, his over what he has said about open borders practically for the last 2 years while he was campaigning. And now here we are, that the cartel is literally threatening to shoot our National Guard that are at the border trying to help out. And by the way, if you believe in open borders, why do we have the National Guard down there anyways? Just let ICE do their job. They won't be able to you know, stop everybody. So why do we even have the National Guard down there? But that's a different story for a different day. So I'm gonna leave that there. Let me know in the comments what you think, and then you know, we'll move on from here. So I'll leave my thoughts there. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. Also, leave your comments below. If you want to chat about any of these topics or any others, consider joining my live stream during my 1-hour pre-gaming news recap. I'm Eric the Inadequate, and until next time.